Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at Pui Pui or Pui Pui, Pui Pui, Pui Pui, Pui Pui. We're going to take a look at Pui Pui, and he's pretty insane. I think people have realized he looks pretty nuts for a free-to-play character. Like, really nuts for a free-to-play character. I don't know what the hell was going on when they made this guy, but he's so simple to use. And he can do some really big damage if you get him into a combo. He basically stacks damage for every special move he does, but he pulls blue special cards like you can't even believe. His main ability is also incredibly useful. He basically locks you and your opponent in place, restores his vanishing gauge, reduces their key, inflicts them with an attribute downgrade, and prevents them from switching out or using Rising Rush, and gives himself 70% extra damage. It's very, very good. His abilities are decent as well. I mean, standard kind of stuff for free to play. Damage reduction, draw card speed, drawing a special arts card move next, damage reduction on cover change. Pretty good stuff. He's even got a knockback strike cover change, which is actually comboable. So you can actually link it into a special move. So he's pretty nuts. Honestly speaking, he looks really good. Like, really, really, really good. And yeah, I think, personally speaking, I think this is good. Like, I think having free-to-play units like this every once in a while is really good. I've gone with very generic gear. Basically just augmenting health and blast damage. The cool thing about Pui Pui, is that he actually has a health-based Z ability. So placing him as leader means you can just run him on whatever team you want, basically, because he gives everyone health, and health is like probably the most important stat when it comes to, PvP. The big thing about him though is obviously when he dies, he buffs Majin Buu Saga. So obviously you do kind of want to run him with some Majin Buu units, or Majin Buu Saga units I should say, if you want to make like full use of his passive. But you really don't have to. Like, he's really pretty solid without needing to do like the whole running him with Majin Buu Saga units and stuff like that. I think he's really good. Like, I'm honestly super impressed with him. I think a lot of players are starting to realize how good he is. I mean, I've seen him all over PvP. And yeah, I mean, like, look, he's a bit of a like, he either works or he doesn't work kind of situation. Because, like, either you switch him in and you combo him in and you do, like, all the damage and you get his combo going and he can, like, eliminate people and do, like, a lot of damage. Or he just dies. Like, pretty much. But he's actually relatively tanky, especially on cover change. Like, he's pretty decently tanky. I think he has 65% damage reduction or something like that when switched in on a cover change, which is pretty good, honestly speaking. Like, he looks pretty good. I don't know, I'm really happy with Pui Pui. I think he looks sick. And yeah, I think, you've seen everyone probably using him in PvP. So yeah, there is merit to using him. I think he's really cool. He's a great free-to-play unit, and you can just use him quite easily. The cool thing about him is he actually has, as you can see there, he has 2 vanishing steps, which is pretty gnarly. And look at that damage. That is good damage for a green card against a purple. That is good damage. Like, that's half a bar of health with just 1 blast and 1 special move. And you can combo his special skill into his special move, which is really, really good. So he's looking solid. I actually quite like him on a blast-based team. He's looking like really, really solid. I would say, obviously you do want to kind of be a little bit wary of, kind of just throwing him into the pipeline. But yeah, you can see, like, look, okay, obviously this is a blue unit, but he can tank pretty well being covered in. He's got cover change as well. Now, the double vanishing gauge only happens once. So you can't really, like, do it all the time. Like, you can't vanish step into vanish step all the time. It only activates once, but it's a super useful skill. It's like really good at breaking up the opposition and like allowing you to really just kind of, you know, reset yourself into position and stuff like that. I think it's really good. I'm super impressed with Pui Pui overall. Like, I think he's a lot of fun to use. I think he's a great time. And yeah, I have a lot of fun using him for PvP. I've been using him a ton. On like a blast heavy team, he can be a lot of fun. Obviously, you know, you can use him on some of the meta teams, but most meta teams are strike based, which means he's actually going to look pretty good on Universe Rep. Like, consider using him on Universe Rep. He can give health to Revival Goku, to Roshi. You can run him with Android 17. You can run... Who else can you run? Yeah, you can run like that whole team. You can run Zenkai, Yellow, Vegeta. I mean, he gives health, so you can literally run him on that whole blast team, and he'll look spades. He'll look really, really solid. So yeah, obviously, you know, in terms of build, you would have seen me go mainly blast damage, defense, health, standard kind of practice. You can go special damage as well. Is good on this guy. He's got a really good stacking special damage though. So obviously it's going to depend like how many special damages you manage to get. But I think he's really like I personally think he's really good. Like, I don't know, I think for a free-to-play unit, he's like in a good position of being a lot of fun to use without being super obnoxious. Like, yes, you know, he can still get creamed. Like, you know, he's not like, the meme is that he's like the best unit in the game, but he can and will still get creamed. Like, he can also look really, really good. He's that kind of unit. He's a little bit of a gamble, and by gamble I mean, like, you know, he can take damage if he gets caught out, and he can also like do a very good job. If you manage to combo into the enemy, he'll manage to control and do things really well. And I personally like him for that. I think he's a lot of fun compared to like a lot of the free-to-plays we were getting last year. It feels like we're getting better free-to-plays. Like, if I look at, for example, Fierce Fight Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, that is a usable unit. If we look at Fierce Fight Broly, the New Year's unit, that is a usable unit. Okay, Kepler was a little bit kind of off kilter, but Broly's been good. Super Saiyan 2 Trunks has been really good. This Pui Pui has been good. This Android 21, this red Android 21 was good. Her Zenkai was good. So yeah, I think they are kind of moving into a good direction with event exclusives. I think they're making them units that, if you put in the grind, can be fun. Now, they might only be fun for a season. They might get replaced by other units on their teams, but they're actually starting to be options for their teams, which I think is good. Like, honestly speaking, I think it's better to have like the events exclusive units be usable. I know some people may not like it because obviously they summon for units, and to see like a Pui Pui that everyone has kind of running around causing havoc in PvP can be a little bit irritating. But I think for me, like, when I look at, you know, how Legends is, having more options is always the better situation, because when you have less options, teams become far more generic. Like, even now, like, I mean, look at this guy's team. This guy's team is literally just sticking every single Legends Limited character that's come out over the last 6 months into one team, because half of them all support each other. So it's, yeah, it's just, it can be really obnoxious. So I think, like, for me, I don't know, I would personally just, yeah, I would personally be a lot happier with how they're running things. For me, at least, I'm always far happier with this kind of situation than I am with situations where we're left with like borderline unusable units that just don't work. I think that's just better overall. But yeah, I think Pui Pui's really cool. You can see here like great examples of him getting caught out, and this is me just playing like ass, of course, but you can see he can take damage. Like, he's not immortal. Obviously, I'm not saying this is his best team build or anything like that, but look at, that's good damage. It's always good damage. Like, we saw him last round against the purple. We see him now against the green. Huge damage. He's eliminated a unit. Like, he's got a lot going on. That's really, really good. And he can do some really big damage. I mean, you can see him here now, really just kind of cleaning up, doing good damage, really just kind of getting things done. And yeah, like, okay, he'll get caught out and he might take some damage, for sure. I'm not saying, again, that he's immortal or he's OP. That's kind of a meme, I think. But he looks good, and I think a lot of players are going to have fun with him. I think in terms of his kit, it's very important to understand the vanishing gauges. Like, so he can vanishing step twice in a row when he first pops out. This is super important to understand. He heals off of his vanishing steps, and his main ability actually gives him a vanishing step. So it's important that, like, you understand all of these mechanisms, you know, before you start trying to, like, really get a bit jokey with them in the PvP. But I think overall it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I kind of sit in a situation where I really enjoy using Pui Pui, and I'd rather have units like Pui Pui once every month or 2 months than have like unusable trash event exclusive garbage. And we can see there he's got such good damage. Like, he did really well. He solo eliminated a character, he did half health damage to another character. We got caught out, unfortunately, because I'm really bad at the game. But he looks really, really, really solid. Like, he's looking really strong. He's looking usable. And this isn't even like an OP team. This isn't like catering to him. This isn't like a super blast heavy team. This isn't an insane team or anything. This is just your stock standard, decent blast kind of situation team, where everything is kind of geared towards blast based damage. And yeah, he's looking good. Even his gear, I haven't worked on his gear. I haven't re-upgraded slots. I haven't got like his prime choice gear. I just think he's looking really, really good. So the only thing I will mention, basically, he's got no teams that he can run on. So he can't run on any team barring Majin Buu, and you have to run him as a lead. Basically, it's the only kind of restriction to this guy. I think it's not a major restriction. Like, they gave him the health buff, which makes him very good as a lead. It's very similar to like Red Pan. Red Pan was a unit that you would see everywhere because Red Pan gave health and crit. So it was like, oh, okay, well, she's just usable as a lead for like everyone because she gives health and crit, and everything else she does is really good. And Pui Pui is the same. He doesn't give crits, which is the only real shame. And when I say the only shame, like, it's obviously the only real bummer. But obviously you gotta understand that he is still a free-to-play unit at the end of the day. So it is just something you're gonna have to, you know, be aware of. But I think overall he's good. I'm personally so happy with how they've constructed him. I honestly can see myself using him for a little bit to really have some fun this season. I'll probably do a Universe Reps blast team though, more than anything else. I do think Universe Reps as a blast team is better functionally in terms of his performance. Just stronger, just better. So yeah, I will say that. Like, I definitely think Universe Reps maybe. So yeah, Universe Reps, Androids is good. Anything where you can get like just pure blast builds that are functional, like, is good. You know, like, you don't want to kind of run teams where you can't run like a pure functional blast build, and I think that's important. So yeah, but you can see, I mean, like, look, he's doing some really sick damage. He's doing a great job. We're gonna get to combo now into the ultimate skill, and we're gonna activate the main ability and then get absolutely rinsed by by purple Gogeta blue. because I'm just terrible at the game. But yeah, that happens. Like this is a counter side to his main ability because it locks you both in, right? So yeah, this is just me being incredibly crap at like the game because I locked myself in with a purple unit that could incinerate me because I am stupid. So that is just one of those things. But you don't need to like, yeah, you don't need to get too crazy with him. He's just really fun to use. And I think a lot of people are enjoying him. The restoring key, the ability to combo, the like overall strength of him as a unit, his functionality as a unit, his like ability to combo into himself, him having a comboable strike, like all of these things are just really fun. I think for people to use, and I think makes him a really fun event exclusive unit. Like I think, you know, will he last a long time in the meta? I don't think so. Obviously, I don't think it's that way inclined. But to say that it's been cool to see a usable free-to-play unit is an understatement. Because it's so easy could have been a non-usable unit that's just not great to use and just isn't fun. And instead we have a unit that's a lot of fun to use, is like honestly just really cool to just run on a whole bunch of teams. And yeah, I think right now is sitting in a position where, okay, things, yeah, could be like Martian Brew Saga is not a great team, but you never know. It could be the next team to get buffed. Could be getting a whole bunch of buffs now, and all of a sudden Pui Pui is like a really cool event exclusive on like a really strong team. So yeah, I would have to say, honestly, I'm really chuffed with his performance, and I'm super impressed with him. And yeah, from my side, Pui Pui, he's a beast. I think he's cool, and if you haven't got him, you definitely should. You'll have a great time using him. He's a lot of fun. You don't have to worry too much, and yeah, he's just really cool, and he's a good unit. And yeah, but that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, of course, leave a like. It really does help out. And yeah, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I'd love to hear your builds for Pui Pui, because my build is, yeah, let's just say my build is my build. But that's it from me. See you guys next time. Bye.